Hi, this is Miranda from My Scrappy Life, and welcome back to my channel. This is just going to be a typical layout for my channel. It is going to be my traveler's notebook. This is another one of my little weekend videos from Scrappy Amy's home. This is the first team challenge we had to do, and it was Team Grab 5. So Christina started it off with stamps, and then we had to add, so each one of us had to add something. So we did enamel dots or something like sequins, enamel dots, something like that to be added, splatters. The color yellow. Let me see. I know that there was a couple other ones. I gotta look it up here quick. Well, what I'm doing is that I'm in my selfie notebook, and this is one of my selfies that I took while we were heading to one of the fall, I think we were heading to fall, like the fall festival here in Augusta. We were going to one of the like festival type farms that they have here that's got a bunch of different things. You can buy pumpkins and all that kind of stuff. And I am just using the collection from, it was the June's collection from the Hip Kit. And I'm just going through and layering all of the little bits and stuff on there and doing my distressing like I always do. So now in a traveler's notebook, you can't get too thick because obviously I don't want this to fall apart. This isn't one that's sewn very well together. It is from Hobby Lobby. I love it because I can put my papers on it and kind of doodle without it, but it is very hard to play around with it and to make sure that it stays without it breaking. But I am trying to find it in, I gotta go through. So over the weekend we made a group in our like group messaging in Messenger for us to talk about everything that's going on in the group and the team challenges and all of that goody jazz type stuff. And we had a really good chattering box of ladies. So on my team, we had Desiree, we had Becky from My Creative Life, and then Scrapping Amy was part of it. And so we had to do stamping, the color yellow, 3 different pattern paper, 3 pieces of ephemera, and sequins. So I was able to knock out everything. I think I even, let me look at it. Yep, I even add, so what I do to this one, the color yellow is in the flowers and a little bit into the one that says currently when we get to it. The embellishments for Vicky Bouton's field notes, that is what I'm using there, are insanely huge. Like they are just, oh my gosh, they're massive. So I had to try to cut them down as much as I possibly could, and I did pretty good about it. The papers that I'm using is, one side is like the notebook type paper, and then the other side is blue cloud type paper, and that's what I kind of put down. So I place a yellowish color flower with a cloud, and then this big old white piece that you see tucked down there, that's what I do there. And then I trim everything off. So I do trim it up so that none of that stuff is sticking out. And then they did have some smaller flowers that I placed on top. And now I'm just kind of gluing it down to try to get it all layered and ready to go for me to the way I want it. And I'm placing that photo down. Now the 3 different pattern papers I use, I've actually used it in my photo. I have 3 pattern papers there. And we could do more than 3 pattern papers and more than 3 pieces of ephemera. We just needed to have the minimum of that. So this went pretty quick for almost all of us. All of us got the Grab 5 done. What got us kind of hung up, and still at this point hung up, is the telephone. Both Amy and I got ours done over the weekend, and then we were waiting for Desiree and Becky to finish up. And that's the beauty of team challenges. We can, you know, push ourselves, get ourselves going. I absolutely love this. And before this got added to, this was done before, we ended up adding a person midway on Saturday. So we've already gone through Thursday night and Friday with just the 4 of us, and then we ended up adding a third person or a 5th person to ours. So then it made our challenges just that little bit more challenging, because then we're waiting on that last person, which whether it would have been Desiree or the new person that got added, either way, we're all like, okay, where are we at? Are we done? Is everything good? We see people posting. How are we doing? You know, and just keeping ourselves up and having good, and we learned stuff about each other and all of that type of stuff. So it was awesome. I add this old style Instagram type photo down on the bottom, this camera, and then this is I love you hand with a little bit of the flower that I cut off from the other one. I add that down there. I go through the puffy stickers and add some puffy stickers along the way. I do also have the name written on there. So on the white, or like the paper that you see on the right hand, or like it would be if you're looking at it, would be the left hand side of it where the name and remarks are. I put down Miranda Webber, and then I go AKA Bulldog or Mur, and those are my 2 nicknames. And I do have a challenge that I'm going to talk about my nicknames. I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to. I had 2 different nicknames growing up. It depends on who you were talking to, if I was going to get called Mur or if I was going to get called Bulldog. And so I'm going to explain a little bit more of that. So that's what I put down. And then in the remarks, I asked Amy, since she was sitting there with me, you know, doing up these layouts, I said, do you mind putting the remarks in there? I said, I don't care what you put down, just put whatever you feel like it. And that's what I had to stop the camera for and give it back so that I could finish up the layout. I wanted her to be able to write without trying to write over my, like my title. And my title is going to be #selfie18, because this was done in September or October of last year. And the remarks are always up for shenanigans with her friends. Love you, girl, Amy. So that's also in my in the remarks section. So the way I got away was stamping, because I didn't really have any of my stamps with me, and really both Amy and I did it this way. We did the roller date stamp. We both did it. So I didn't feel bad. Both of us did the same thing. So I have like, oh my God, whatever, really, really, BFF is written on there, no, and things like that. So that's what I use for the roller date stamp. I'm not sure which one this is. This is one that I'm using from Amy, and then I think I'm using her Lawn Fawn little pigment stamps, and that's what we put down. And then, so then we had to sit and wait. Like, we were waiting. So what happened was on Friday when the challenge went up, or Thursday, one of the 2 days, whatever day it was, we were waiting for Becky, because she went, afterwards we found out that she was grocery shopping. We were waiting on her to give us our elements so that we could finish this. So I got all the way to the point, and we did ask her, we're like, hey, do you mind if you would do something at the end? Like, what could we add at the end? And then you could tell us. Well, she said sequence. So I got out some sequence from Spiegel Mom Scraps. I did the morning dewdrops, and I added them all over. And then I got out the gold, shimmer paints. I can't remember. It's a blings from Shimmers that I used through the whole weekend, because I didn't bring my Heidi Swab color shine. Go figure. So then I round that out. Now everything is, the description will have Christina, the Secret Not Secret Kit Club's contact information, along with my still shots are coming up. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I am so glad to have you here. If you are returning, thank you for coming back. I hope that you would like to like and subscribe to this layout and to my channel. And I will leave you with me adding a bunch of little dots everywhere for my seat or for my splatters. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.